What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for June 10th, 2025. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the podcast. It is Tuesday. That means it's time for a little positivity / motivation. And today, this is another one I've been sitting on for a while. I heard this from a keynote speaker at a professional development I was at, and it's a tough one. It really is, but we're going to talk a little bit about victim mentality and kind of turning negatives into positives. But a lot of times when bad things happen to us, no matter how bad they are, we say, why did this happen to me? And basically it's like, oh, the world is out to get you. This is happening this way, or everybody's out to get me. Woe is me. The sky is falling. The Chicken Little complex, whatever you want to call it. But today, as you go through your weeks, instead of saying, why did this happen to me? Say, why did this happen for me? And one little change in a preposition in a sentence changes the entire meaning and outlook. Like I said, the first, why did this happen to me? That's playing the victim. We talk a lot on this podcast on Tuesdays about making choices and making a positive out of a negative. And in this one, it's absolutely the same thing. You're choosing to say, why did this happen to me? You're choosing to be the victim here. So you can either play the victim or empower yourself, be proactive, and say, why did this happen for me? How can I make this into a positive? You can learn, you can grow from it. And again, this is no matter how bad something is, there's always an opportunity to grow from it. So as you go through your weeks, don't be the victim. Don't say, why did this happen to me? Say, why did this happen for me? And then look for the positives. Do your research. Be proactive. Empower yourself to become better, whatever the negative situation is. And it's as simple as changing one little preposition in a phrase changes your entire mindset. So change the preposition, be better, don't be the victim, and then look at every situation as an opportunity. It's not why did this happen to you, it's why did this happen for you. So change your preposition, don't be the victim, and hopefully as you go through your weeks, you can take something from that. And it's just like a little thing that you can change, and it's just the way of looking at things. So it's why did this happen for me, not why did this happen to me. So hopefully you can go through your weeks and take something out of that. And again, it's tough, but as I've been trying to kind of live that over the past 8 months or so, it's coming better. You look at it's getting better, I should say, and you're looking for the positive out of it, how you can grow and how you can become better at it. You know who's the best at it though? Beach Caddy. Everybody loves the Jersey Shore. Nobody likes moving the stuff in, especially as you get deeper into the summer. It gets hot, it gets humid. Nobody wants to start their weekend off or their week off all sweaty. Nobody wants that stress. Everybody's miserable because you just sat in traffic. Everybody's at each other's throats. Let Beach Caddy take the stress out of your Jersey Shore vacation. If you're in Ocean City, Sea Isle, Avalon, Stone Harbor, or Wildwood, they have a beach or move in, move out service. It's their bellhop service, and they take it from your car, put it in. You can go in, turn the air conditioner on, go to the liquor store, grab a 6-pack, and just sit and watch them do all the work. And then they got the best beach carts on the Jersey Shore. Was able to see a couple videos of people using them this week. Phenomenal. Nice big blow up wheels moving through the sand. This dude had everything kind of piled up on it and both of his kids, and he was moving through the sand like he was a champ. So go to beachcaddy.com. Use the promo code Jimbo to take 10% off your bellhop, move in, move out service, and beach cart rentals. Take the stress out of your Jersey Shore vacation. Available in Ocean City, Sea Isle, Avalon, Stone Harbor, and Wildwood. Beachcaddy.app. They'll hook you up. Tell them Jimbo sent you, and you get 10% off as well. All right, Phils. Ugly wins count as wins too. Yes, it was exciting, but let's not make any mistakes. It was an ugly win. They had opportunities. You had the bases loaded, no outs, and you get one run. Managed 16 hits, which was a good thing. 15 of them singles, though. But a 4-3 win in 11 innings. They walked it off when Brandon Marsh knocked in the winning run. I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. Am I feeling great about it? No. Is it solving all of the issues we just had coming off of that road trip? No. But the Cubs are a first-place team. That's a good win for the Phillies. Zach Wheeler was back to being Zach Wheeler. Got his 1,000th career strikeout with the Phillies. 10th Philly all-time to do that. But again, am I happy? I'm going to see what they do today. Like, if they can take 2 out of 3 or maybe even sweep the Cubs, maybe I'll start believing. But again, ugly wins count. Otto Kemp was outstanding. That's kind of the spark they needed. Finally got his first major league hit. Did make an error early, but then was able to rebound and made some nice plays in the field. But went 3 for 5, laying down bunts. In that 11th inning, they laid down back-to-back bunts, playing a little small ball, which is great. We've been saying for 3 years now, this is what we want this team to do. But let's not forget about the power numbers, too. Let's kind of get that good balance. But a win is a win, especially against a first-place team. And a stat I saw yesterday, which was interesting, I forget the exact number, but it was less than 10 teams in all of Major League Baseball have a winning record against teams under 500, which was very bizarre to me. So the fact that the Phillies did get swept by the Pirates, kind of just the way baseball is so far this year in the early going. Still a lot of baseball left to be played. This team definitely has some holes, so I'm not going to be shouting from the rooftops that the Phillies won, but they beat a first-place team. So you tell me, I don't know. I still think this team has a lot of issues. Lots of talk yesterday about Kevin Long. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say, like Rob Thompson did, Kevin Long is the best hitting coach in the league. However, as someone who has coached, as someone who has younger kids who are very like coachable, I see players on their teams. You can only tell them to do so much. Like, I fully expect Kevin Long tells them, be patient, do this, do that. It's up to the players to actually do it. So is Kevin Long the issue here? I don't think so. I saw an interview with, why can't I think of one of the fielders from last year that the Phillies got rid of, one of the outfielders. But he basically said, listen, Kevin Long's good. He tells everybody what he needs to do or what they need to do. It's up to the players at one point. And he's like, the most overrated position in baseball is hitting coaches. So you have that, but and this guy worked with him last year. And for the life of me, I'll remember it at some point during the show, but it's a Kepler type guy, not Austin Hayes, the other guy, Whit Merrifield. The guy they got rid of. He said Kevin Long is good. It's just the players not actually executing what they need to do. So does something big need to happen? Yeah, I don't think it's Kevin Long. Is Kevin Long likely going to be the guy if they continue to struggle to get fired? Yeah. Will it have the impact that we expect it to? I don't think so. I mean, I think those guys at this point are so set in their ways. The issue is they're rubbing off on some of the younger guys. Guys like Brandon Marsh, guys like Rojas, guys like Stott, who could probably be in those formative stages where they could still learn something. Maybe they're rubbing off on them. I think it's got to be the manager. I mean, you're not going to fire the GM at this point in the season, but he's part of what put this team together. I think you want to get their attention, fire Rob Thompson. And we can debate all day on Rob Thompson's merits, but Kevin Long, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, you can only do so much. You can only say so much. It's up to the players to perform. So we'll see what happens. I did also read an article yesterday that hopefully this is something that can be easily fixed. But they were talking about Jesus Luzardo possibly was tipping his pitches his past 2 starts, and the teams knew what was coming. He's looked at tape and said he thinks he found out what was wrong. Said he's not feeling bad. He's feeling good. So hopefully minor changes like that. But, man, you got to be better. This isn't the Marlins. This is a team that has playoff aspirations. You can't be tipping your pitches, dude. But they're back at it today against the Cubs. Mick Abel on the mound. Excited to see him now in start 3. But a win is a win. Ugly wins count in the standings just as much. So we'll see if they can take this and build some momentum and go on a little run here, because this is going to be a make or break part of the schedule. I've been saying that between all the teams in the division, the Cubs, the Astros are in there, and then they'd start playing West Coast teams at the end of the month. So very telling 5 to 6 weeks here for the Phils. Let's build some momentum and beat the Cubs today. Come on, Mick. You can do it. All right, let's do some quick housekeeping. Be sure to follow me on social media, Jimbo_Mont on Twitter and TikTok, on Instagram at PhillyJimbo. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jimbo_Mont. Continue to spread the word as we grow this thing. If you want highlights, all of that, of whatever we're talking about, is available on my social media, including Facebook and LinkedIn. The Discord channel is live. We had some good discussions about Kevin Long, Rob Thompson, and the state of the Phillies yesterday. Come on over, join the fun. Let's have some fun throughout the day. It's not like a show, so you type your message, respond to people. It's a lot of fun. The link is in the description. It's the very first one. Click it, accept the invite, and come talk some Phillies sports with us. I've been mentioning this, but this weekend will be the last set of Weekend This Day in Philly sports history, at least for the time being. Going to drop it down to Monday through Friday in an effort to open some things up and expand sort of what I'm able to offer. Working on the Eagles pregame show, have some things possibly lined up, getting back into interviewing some people. So that's going to free up the time to do that. Still going to get great content Monday through Friday. Going to add some new segments. Tuesday, Positivity Motivation is staying. Fridays with AI is staying. We're going to add some things on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So stay tuned for that, as we're going to kind of tweak some things and make things better this summer. But for the summer, fantasy football leagues are coming up. Everybody has different things that they make the winners or the losers do. Why not a custom-made hype chain? Fantasy football loser, make them wear it out to the bar, make them wear it out to dinner, wherever, stand on the corner with it. They'll custom make it for you. So whatever your league specifications are, Lotwin.com, they got you covered with your 3D custom hype chains. Go to Lotwin.com. Give them what you want. They'll work with you. The artwork is just second to none. Use the promo code TCCPOD for 10% off your order. That's Lotwin.com. Promo code TCCPOD for your 3D custom hype chain. Get hype. They're great for youth sports as well. Bachelor parties, fantasy footballs, gag gifts at the office. You name it, you can use these custom hype chains. Go to Lotwin and use that promo code TCCPOD for 10% off of your order. All right, so the Eagles have their mandatory mini camp today. This will be the last time we hear from anybody until training camp. If anything big comes up or happens, I'll recap it tomorrow. The big story around the NFL yesterday were the Packers releasing Jair Alexander, and lots of talk about how good of a fit he would be for the Phillies. I certainly would kick the tires. You have a young secondary. They did. Slay was so important to them. Yet last year, Jair Alexander has that veteran presence that could be much needed for that team this year. And truthfully, this is one of those low-risk, high-reward moves that Howie always seems to make. Would not be surprised if Howie is sniffing around there already. But I certainly think it would be a good fit. I'm not saying, oh, we need him. But again, Howie's not done putting this team together. There's going to be some pieces added. So why not Jair Alexander? And then you can just stick it to the Packers one more time. But more on that as the story develops. Yesterday's trivia question. We talked a little bit about John Kruk. And John Kruk and Randy Reddy were traded to the Phillies from the Padres in 1989. I asked you, who did they trade for him? And that would be Chris James. I would have to say the Phillies definitely won that trade. But Chris James was a solid, I guess, journeyman player in the NFL or the MLB. His brother, Craig James, you might remember him if you're my age, probably a little bit too young to remember him as a college and a pro player, but he was on ESPN, and I forget whether he was on College Game Day or one of the NFL shows, but was on ESPN, but he was a member of the Pony Express backfield with Eric Dickerson at SMU, and then had a solid career with the Patriots. He's on their all 1980s team. But Chris James, his brother, was traded to the Phillies for John Kruk, or by the Phillies for John Kruk and Randy Reddy in a trade that I would have to say the Phillies did win. All right, June 10th was a record-setting day in Phillies history. Lots of Phillies talk today, but lots of records and major feats happened on this day. So let's get into it. First, in 1972, Phillies lost to the Braves 15-3, but the story was Hank Aaron, who hit a grand slam, his 14th of his major league career, tying Gil Hodges for the National League record, a record that Hank Aaron would eventually break. But in the process of hitting that grand slam, he passed Willie Mays for second place on the all-time home run list. It was number 649. He was able to catch Willie Mays, and we all know he would ultimately catch Babe Ruth before being passed by Barry Bonds at one point. But on this day, Hank Aaron hit a grand slam as the Phillies lose to the Braves 15-3. In the process, tying Gil Hodges for the National League record and passing Willie Mays for number 2 on the all-time list. 2 years later, Phillies pounded out 17 hits against the Astros down in the Astrodomes en route to a 12-0 win. Mike Schmidt, who was fresh off National League Player of the Week honors, a week where he hit .522, had 12 hits, 4 homers, 10 RBI. He hit one, possibly the longest single in Major League Baseball history on this day. He crushed a ball that was going out to dead center. It hit the public address speaker that was hanging down at the Astrodome, which was 329 feet away and hung down 117 feet. So this was an absolute moon blast by Mike Schmidt. It was estimated that had it not hit the speaker, it would have traveled about 550 feet. The Astros did move that speaker after the fact, but Mike Schmidt with possibly the longest single in Major League Baseball history on this day, as the Phillies beat the Astros 12-0. Schmidt was not happy about it. He said, if I lose the home run championship by 1, this is one I'm going to look back on that says maybe I should have won it. No need to worry, though. Mike Schmidt did win the home run crown in 1974. Fast forward to 1981. Phillies beat the Astros again, this time 5-4 at the Vet. Pete Rose led off the game with a single off of Nolan Ryan, and it was enough to tie Stan Musial's National League record for hits with 3,630. Pete would have to wait a little bit, though, before he was able to break Stan Musial's record. He struck out the next 3 times in that game, but the Phillies were off on June 11th, and then June 12th, Major League Baseball Players Association went on strike for about 50 days, so Pete had to kind of put the champagne on breaking Stan Musial's record on ice. But on this day in 1981, he tied it with a single in the first inning off of Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan came back, struck him out 3 times, and then everybody went on strike, and Pete had to wait at least 50 days to get the record. All right, in 2014, Phillies beat the Padres 5-2. Marlon Byrd hit a home run, had 4 RBIs. Jonathan Papelbon, though, came in and saved it, got out of a bases-loaded jam at the end. It was good enough for his 300th career save, tied Trevor Hoffman for the second fastest to get to 300 saves, did it in 552 appearances, 26th player in Major League Baseball history to reach 300 saves. And we all know, as much as a curmudgeon and just not a nice person he was, Jonathan Papelbon is the Phillies' all-time saves leader with 123. And then finally, 2019, the Phillies lose to the Diamondbacks 13-8, but the teams combined for a Major League record 13 home runs. Phillies starter Jarrett Eichhoff gave up back-to-back home runs to open the game. Home run on the first pitch, actually. Gave up 5 total in just 3 innings pitched. But for the Phils, Gene Segura, Rhys Hoskins, Jay Bruce, and Scott Kingery, who did it twice, all went deep for the Phillies as the Diamondbacks and Phillies tied a Major League record for 13 homers in a game and a wild 13-8 win for the Diamondbacks at Citizens Bank Park. All right, today's trivia question. Going to go back to little Schmitty here today. We all know Mike Schmidt, 548 career home runs, was 7th all-time when he retired. I think he's like 13th or 16th, somewhere down there, because of all the steroid guys who passed him. But of all the teams Mike Schmidt played against, all the home runs he hit, which team did Mike Schmidt hit the most home runs against in his career? Hit me up on the Discord channel. Like I said, first link in the description. Call or text me on the Back to the Future voice and text line, 267-495-8531. Any of my social media. But which team did Mike Schmidt hit the most career home runs against in his career? Out of 548, who do you have the most against? Be sure to check out my boys at the Clashing Conferences podcast. Great things happening on their Sports Fan Network. Go to clashingconferences.com to see how you can get involved. Always looking for new members. This is a great group of guys. Been talking with them now a lot more since I've been in the network. And awesome dudes. Lots of fun banter going back and forth. Lots of different perspectives. Have teams from across the country. It's a lot of fun. Good times. Also, if you need any media services, Clashing Conferences can help you out there as well. Just go to clashingconferences.com, see what they can do for you, how you can get involved, get your voice heard, and then check out their new podcast every Thursday and Friday, anywhere you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. It's still not too late for Father's Day either. My Father's Day shirts are coming today. Go to Philly Goat. They got you covered for Father's Day. Whether it's a t-shirt, shoes, slides, shorts, hats, stickers, rocks glasses, coolers, golf shirts, they got you covered. Go to Philly Goat. Use that promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off your order. That's phillygoat.com. Promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off your order. And don't forget about that. All right, and then finally today, we're going to continue the greatest individual season in Philly sports history, the tournament. Yesterday, we had a matchup in the Sixers region, AI from 2005-2006, going up against Dr. J from 1980 to 1981. And it was Dr. J, the year he won the MVP, moving on, beating AI as Dr. J was the 6th seed with 60% of the vote. He moves on and will continue the Sixers bracket later this week. Today we go to the Eagles region, and this is an interesting one. I'm anxious to see which way this one goes. An 8-9 matchup. We have the number 8, Terrell Owens from 2004, played in 14 games, caught 77 passes, 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns, 15.6 yards per carry. If it wasn't for a dirty, now illegal horse collar tackle by Roy Williams, who knows how good those numbers would be, Eagles would go on to lose in the Super Bowl to the Patriots. In that Super Bowl, Terrell came back from a broken ankle and caught 9 catches for 122 yards. Really was the difference maker that finally put the Eagles over the top. So the number 8 seed, Terrell Owens from 2004, takes on one of my all-time favorites, the number 9 seed, Randall Cunningham in 1990. Perhaps Randall's best season as an Eagle. Threw for 3,400 yards, 30 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, made the Pro Bowl, was second in the MVP voting. Also added 942 rushing yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. That was the first year under Rich Kotite. Gave us all hope on what could have been in that 91 season. We all know how that turned out. But the 90 season, the Eagles did lose to the wild card to Washington in Buddy Ryan's last game as coach. Now it's your turn. Which season was better, Terrell Owens in 2004 or Randall Cunningham in 1990? I got to say, I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with this one yet. Slight lean for nostalgic reasons to Randall Cunningham, but it'd be hard-pressed to make the argument against Terrell Owens. But let me know your thoughts. Hit me up on the Discord, the Back to the Future voice and text line, 267-495-8531. Any of my social media. Whose season was better? Terrell Owens in 2004, Randall Cunningham in 1990. Get your vote in. Record-setting day, June 10th was for the Phillies. You have them setting the record with the Diamondbacks for most team home runs in a game with 13. Jonathan Papelbon with his 300th save. Pete Rose tying Stan Musial's record. Mike Schmidt hitting the speaker at the Astrodome. And Hank Aaron passing Willie Mays for number 2 on the all-time home run list. Whew. Don't forget our trivia question. Which team did Mike Schmidt hit the most home runs against in his career? Check out any of our great sponsors. Thank you to all of them. What are your thoughts on the Phillies? Should we be happy about it? Should we just kind of be like, whatever? What are your thoughts on Topper and Kevin Long? All of that is fair game. Let's have a great Tuesday of sports discussion on social media and the Discord channel. First link in the description. Let's go. Let's have some fun today on a dreary right now Tuesday. Weather's going to start getting warm though. So let's have some fun. Do some sports talk today. Remember, don't play the victim. Change your preposition. Instead of saying, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen for me? One little word makes all the difference. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History for June 10th, 2025. My name is Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Tuesday. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you.